Hey guys, it's Brandon here, and Tyler's not with me this morning, but I got a little antsy and asked him if I could install the clutch and flywheel here, and he said sure. So what we're gonna do is, obviously I've already wiped down the back of the flywheel just with a rag, really no big deal there. And then we're going to go through and put all of the bolts in that are supplied with the kit here. These are all 10mm Allen bolts, and they do recommend using some medium strength thread locker on them. So I went through and I put one in here. I'm gonna thread lock the rest of them, take this one out, thread lock that one, and then we'll start torquing them down. The flywheel is all torqued down now. So what you do is you do these in a star pattern. The torque spec is 87 foot-pounds, but you're gonna wanna do it in a sequence. So you start out at 29 and do all of them, then you go to 58 and do all of them, and then you go to 87 and finish up. So you'll see on the pass of 87, I marked them to know which ones I did. You're gonna wanna go in a star pattern all the way around to make sure the clamping force is equal. And then I double checked them again and I marked all of them to make sure I hit them. So they're all set. Now to keep the flywheel from spinning when you're trying to torque these down, the flywheel has little dowels in it that seat the pressure plate for the clutch. So what you can do is shove a wrench on one of the dowels down here. And then I put a transmission bolt back in, so the wrench would wedge itself between the dowel. That way the whole motor wouldn't spin over when I'm trying to torque them down. And it is a 19mm on the front here to just spin the engine over by hand to get that wrench all tightened up. The next step involves the clutch. So what we're gonna do here is remove it from the packaging, and you'll see this little packet of grease they give us. In the corner here, it says exactly what to do, and all we're gonna need is to take this grease, wipe some of it on the splines in here, and then run this over the splines of the transmission to ensure fit and that it goes on smoothly. And then wipe the grease, the excess grease, off of the input shaft there. You're also gonna wanna wipe off any grease that comes out of the splines here as we take it off. And you can see this clutch is labeled transmission side. So here's all the grease spread around in there. Now we're just going to put it on the input shaft of the transmission. So here we are here. Of course it goes right on and slides around freely. So we'll just rub in a little bit and then take it off, remove the excess grease, and we're all set here. Also, when you're touching the clutch, never touch the actual friction part from the grease on your hands, could ruin it. So you're always gonna wanna grab the outsides like this or the middle barrel. The next step is we're gonna take some brake clean and wipe off the metal of the pressure plate, as well as the metal on the flywheel. So all in here, I'll probably just get everything, but this is the part that actually the clutch will touch. Now these do ship in oil. You can see it's a little shiny right now. That's so they don't rust for shipping. Same thing down here with the pressure plate. So we're gonna need to wipe both of those off and get all the oil off. Now that that is all set and it's all dry, what we're gonna wanna do here is grab the clutch, again, transmission side facing away from the motor, and the spline shaft that it came with. And we're going to put that in the clutch here and align it to the flywheel so we can put the pressure plate on. That is all set now. You can see it kind of fits a little loose, so we're gonna have to hold this when we do the pressure plate, but you can see all the major holes. There's 6 of them that hold on the pressure plate here, so they just correspond with these larger holes, and we'll hold it up there and the dowels will just slide right in. The clutch is in there, pressure plate is on. I got it held on with 1 bolt right now, not tightened down. So when you're putting this on, the dowels should just line up. They don't sit flush yet because none of the bolts are in. But when you're putting this on, you wanna put it on straight. Move this around because like we said, it's a little loose, to make sure it's all set. And once there is pressure on here, like right now, even with just 1 bolt, you should be able to remove the dowel, check and make sure everything looks centered and seated, and then Obviously, when we are torquing this back down and putting the bolts in, we're gonna wanna put that back in so everything stays correct. And to just seat it, you can just move it in a circle so it's all set. The bolts that come with the pressure plate are 10 millimeter, and they also recommend using the medium strength thread locker on. So we're going to install it the same way we just did the flywheel. The torque spec for these pressure plate bolts are 26 foot-pounds as per this kit. The stock torque spec is 19 foot-pounds. So it's very important we do the larger one to the 26. And I'm going to do it in stages again. I'm going to do all of them to 13 and then ramp up to 26. The clutch and flywheel are all set and torqued down. I was able to, because it's just 26 foot-pounds. You can actually just down here grab the flywheel and just hold it. It's really not too hard to do that. So I did all 13 and then all to 26 and then just checked them again real quick to 26. And if we remove this now, it should come right out without a fight. And everything should be nice and centered and lined up. The final thing to do with this kit is replace the throwout bearing, which I've already taken off here. You can just move the fork enough to be able to grab the bearing and just move it off. So here is the OEM bearing. I think it's got like 30,000 miles on it and it's fine. It really wouldn't have been an issue to just put this right back in, but we got a new one, so why not? As you can see on the inside here, there's no grease, so I'm not going to put any in there. Where the shaft goes, there is grease. We're going to be doing that. We also have to grease the back tabs here, and I'm going to put a little bit of extra grease on here as well where the actual fork meets it. And then of course, probably once the trans is back in the car, we'll put a little extra grease in here too where the pivot arm is. There is one step further you can go with this. If you wanted to take this whole arm out, you can do that as well. This little cover comes off, and then there's a bolt behind here with this spring that's in here. This piece sticking out runs this whole length. And we could remove that and re-grease this pivot joint here, but I looked in there and it looks really good and the car has no miles on it and I don't want to mess with this. So we're going to leave that for now, but we will be replacing the bearing. So now this is all set. Everything's greased up. I tested it a bunch of times. The only thing I did that I wasn't positive, because it's very hard to tell on this bearing, is this feels a little bit lubricated, but it looks like it's not. This is what actually rides against the pressure plate springs here. So I did a little reading. I think it's better to grease this up just a hair. You don't want it to fling grease because this obviously does spin. You don't want it to fling anything, so you don't really want it greased up too much, but I just put a little bit on it just so it's not bare metal to bare metal, at least right in the beginning. But I think that's going to be optional really if you're doing this. The other thing we're going to do is now clean off these splines, the pink grease and the grease from putting this on. We're going to get all that cleaned up. And then I have a little bit of this pink grease left from the clutch install that it had me do where we put it on here. I'm actually going to apply some more of that to this. We'll use the rest of it. That way when the transmission goes back in the car, it should slide on real easy. So that's going to do it for me.